Hey all and welcome to Obidati Family TV. The program na Hope Alive. We greet una wherever on a day, morning, afternoon and evening depending on a time zone. We don't come again today with discussion where we say una go like because I toilet for obedience worldwide. Because of una several things they happen for Naija. Now this election be the first election where they do finish their body tell them. He tell them say something really happen because of una. Now we see many things where we say it they happen for court. They had always rigged the elections and gotten away with it without anyone knowing. Nobody cares because it is their normal business. They always do it easily without conscience. However, it was different this time thanks to the obedience. Because of you guys, they did not get away with this one easily. Because of you guys, they felt that the heat is on them. And because of all of us, even the corrupt judges were forced to hide their faces, and some even left the country with their immediate families. Because of you guys, the INEC select president had to hastily attend an uninvited summit abroad just to escape the mounting pressure. Because of you guys, they scrambled to find ways to conceal their corruption. Obedience, your effort made a significant impact. Even market women became aware that the battle was still in the courts. Thanks to you guys, millions of Nigerians closely followed the court proceedings to their conclusion. Because of you guys, many sons were exposed for their true worth. Because of you guys, we finally realized that our constitution is just a mere decoration and our democracy is more akin to military dictatorship. Because of you guys, we now know that Nigeria has 37 states and we witnessed firsthand the corruption within our judiciary when they were put to test and they failed us miserably. Because of every one of us, Nigerians came to stark realization that we stand alone in this battle as those in power we call our leader failed us. Because of every obedient citizens worldwide, we can easily identify the corrupt politicians in our government, even with our eyes closed. We know who the real problem makers are, those who seem to determine that Nigeria to sink. Numerous youth became actively engaged in politics and the affairs of our nation. Because of all of us, we put the Nigerian forces to the test and they failed us, even in broad daylight, as they were used to rigging elections. Because of all of us, our judiciary, often touted and stumbled as the hope of the common man, was exposed for its corruption and lack of interest in the nation's betterment, being more focused on benefiting politicians and filling their pockets. At this very point, I want to say to all Nigerians, thank you. I want to say to well-meaning Nigerians and obedient, thank you so immensely for what you have done to our brother and friend and colleague. I'm talking about David Hundeyin, who the other day I called for a meeting and so much obedience showed their faith and showed their solidarity and talked out loud. Today, I can confidently tell you that our brother has spoken with the United Nations Council on Human Rights in Geneva. They have spoken today, and you are going to listen to him how he spoke to them live, and many other things we are going to talk. Today again, we are expecting that Atiku Abubakar will be brightening our hope as he files his brief on the U.S. District Judge Nancy McDonald. We'll be talking so much more. But not only me go talk all these things as I dey blow grammar, they go like this. I get Angel for studio, I get Esther, and I get Princess.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and intelligent, obedient worldwide. Welcome, tell your neighbor, say, hope day. Yes, there is hope. The greatest danger to freedom is the government that ignores the Constitution. Yes, but in all that, our hope cannot be shaken. Welcome on board. Let's discuss.
Yes, so fellow obedient and wonderful well-meaning Nigerians out there, we send swally to all of you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. depending on your time zone and your location. We don carry plenty gist come for una today. On this hour again, una go dey hear say Nigerian Labour Congress don plan to embark on strike on the 3rd of October. That is coming week. Anyway, let's sit tight and join the conversation. You're welcome.
Good day, well-meaning Nigerians and my fellow obedient worldwide. Welcome to Hope Alive. We have lived and put up with oppression, bad governance, corruption so far, but now we have reason to draw a line at injustice, and we will not relent now. So no matter how fast they want to run with our stolen mandates, we will increase in our vigor and strength as we chase them to overcome and overtake them to recover our stolen mandates. So join us now as we discuss.
Yes, this is just the beginning. Don't lose hope. Don't become disheartened. We are with you all the way. Let nobody lose hope. This hope, they alive, and we follow our principle. I want once again thank you for joining us the other day on David Hundeyin, because in as much as he is hiding from one place to the other, David Hundeyin is one of our greatest of this our time. He has spearheaded this movement and has brought hidden things to all of us, for over 200 million Nigerians to know what lies beneath, what was left behind in 1999. But anyway, make I no speak this grammar too much. Make we listen to waiting this thing, because we get our own marks or they join us for Zoom. But before we go join the conversation or greet everybody, make we for here as David Hundeyin, they talk this is life where they threatening to United Nations life. So all the cry where we cry go out to the world, say may they hear us. They don't hear us. They don't grant them audience. Him don't talk to them. Make we hear as they take discuss and for United Nations. Let's take a listen.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak at the 54th session of the UN Human Rights Council. As an investigative journalist from Nigeria, my work primarily focuses on advancing transparency and accountability in government. I have repeatedly used my journalistic platform to expose and publicize malfeasance and criminal behavior by powerful people in Nigeria, most recently the new Nigerian president, Bola Tinubu, an individual whose FBI file of over 2,500 pages is set to be released publicly for the first time next month, and who has, as a matter of public record, forfeited $460,000 to the United States government, being proceeds of heroin trafficking. Due to my journalistic work, his regime has taken extraordinary steps to silence me, including a recent attempted abduction from Ghana where I have political asylum. The Tinubu regime is currently trying to prevail on Ghana, which historically is a close ally of Nigeria, to violate the non-refoulement principle and have me return to Nigeria, where I would almost certainly face imprisonment, torture, and extrajudicial execution. To save my life and the important work that I do, I have been forced into a semi-nomadic lifestyle, rarely sleeping in one place for a prolonged period of time. In fact, it is from one of these temporary locations that I'm filming this message. Now, under Article 19 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, freedom of expression is a fundamental human right. And as a journalist, I must be able to do my work without living in fear or living on the run, simply because I'm doing my job. Thank you.
Okay, so we don't hear David Hundeyin cry, go United Nations, and go soon bring the full video where all the discussions will be said and hold for that very place and how it take go. But make we welcome our UC Maxwell where they Zoom make he join us for this very discussion, especially as our brother don't carry cry go there. All the talk where we don't talk, don't reach United Nations, and then don't prevail to grant an audience, making talk how it take them and waiting they pursue them. Maxwell, I beg, make you welcome to the show. Join the conversation with us on this issue as we tidy other things.
Okay. Good evening to everybody here and the people at the studio and everybody listening. It's a pleasure to speak here today. About the David Hundeyin situation, it is actually unfortunate that a person who is a citizen of Nigeria have to go through, different kind of unpleasant conditions and conditions that threaten his citizenship and also threatens his safety. David Hundeyin is just one of many others who have been made to suffer the effects of bad governance and oppression and stifling of the media. Remember that the 1999 Constitution, as amended, guarantees that there shall be free
But most
press
of the risk
and everybody shall
comes
have the
from
right
children,
to
and most of the
to
risk
speech, the
comes
freedom of
from their
speech.
friends.
But the
And
Nigerian
children are
government,
doing that
because of
as they struggle for popularity.
political
So we need
benefits
to
and many
put
others, have
most of
decided to
our
stifle the
efforts on
press.
that.
For David
Also, we
Hundeyin,
also talked about that
he's just
when
an
we talk
individual who have
about
tried
how can we
to
work
see
with
that
girls
truths and
to
facts
defend
are put out to
themselves.
the general public.
And that is
And
correct.
even though his life is being
Most
threatened at this point in
of
time,
the one that
it is
hurt
our hope
girls are
and
girls,
prayer that
like most of the one that
he would
hurt
be
boys are boys.
safe. Anybody who
So
can
when we
actually help to ensure that he is not made to suffer some of all these things that the Nigerian kind of politician are ready to bring upon him. Is just one of many. There are others who have gone missing. There is that Yata from that's Kaduna State who just disappeared just like that and cannot be traced. Many other media personnel who are making sure that it turns to a safe democracy. It gives me pleasure that his voice has gotten louder than it was, and I do hope that he is able to get justice and safety.
Thank you for waiting you talk, and we want to make they show now how David and all the United Nations people, how they gather for Geneva, and all the talk we be say then talk for that very place for our brother. So make everybody know say they cry where would they cry, and the talk where would they talk no day in vain. Every branch of government let us down in this very side. We know other one, but we continue to dey talk and we continue to dey push, and we dey see the result wey be say they comot. So we dey thank United Nations as in they deliberate on the issue of David Hundeyin's threat to life. He was very clear with them of who is threatening his life. He was very clear with them on what he brought about Tinubu. He brought all the past to them and they explained it in detail, as you heard from him. So we thank the people, as we know say they go do the right thing, and even talk say the place where be saying they shoot this very video saying a remote location, because they don't begin they look for them for Ghana, made them for carry and come Niger, but God no go agree that one to happen for them. So we'll continue to pray for them, and we'll continue to put pressure on all the leaders across the world to make sure that those things, their plans does not come to fruition. With that very one, we will still come back to that very particular video and the talk where Hundeyin talk for United Nations, and all the people will be saying, I go see them for screen as in they write down everything will be say then talk, because now for Zoom he join, even Lawyers Rights Watch Canada join, many people will be say across the world join for the talk where our own David Hundeyin talk. So no be small matter e be. That's why we dey tell una say things go change, say hope dey. If we dey talk, time go reach wey be say the people wey suppose take action go take action. With that very one, we'll come back to this very matter. Make we go quickly to other things wey be say they happen now. We hear say Atiku Abubakar don dey prepare in paper, may e go give the district judge wey be say e dey for the Northern District of Illinois, where you go file that very response to Tinubu's claim where e talk say irreparable damage, say in life dey threatened. All that one go come forth, but we dey expect make our own person wey be say e dey Chicago make e forgive us the wetin dey happen for that side. So while we dey wait for am make e give us update for wetin dey happen, and to send us the document, make we know wetin and wetin wey Atiku reply am, we'll go to other things wey dey happen. We hear another one wey be say e dey come out wey Jackson Ude na him tweet and say Tinubu don dey hire lawyers and the lobbyists saying either Jewish American, say make the man make them go for persuade or pressure. I don't know whether an intimidation there inside, Sha.
All of them join.
Okay, all of them join. Say make them go begin the put pressure for Judge Nancy Maldonado, make she for prevail for him. But I'm not sure say those people whether them they think say then they like Nigerian judges at Haruna. But anyway, let's see how the thing there for screen now. Now from Jackson, then another one they come out. He said Tinubu moves to compromise U.S. judge, hires top Jewish American lawyer, lobbyist, offers million / crude, that is crude oil. Now, what they come right for inside say a desperate Bola Tinubu has agreed to hire a well-known Jewish American lawyer and Washington-based lobbyist to pile pressure on John Nancy Maldonado of the U.S. District Court, Northern District of Illinois, to delay her judgment billed for Friday or Monday next week, or rule in his favor to block the release of his academic records from the Chicago State University. According to Jackson, he said Tinubu left New York Thursday last week after attending the Onga and arrived Paris, where he had been strategizing with a notorious Gilbert Chogri on how best to deal with his academic scandal threatening his presidency. Jackson Ude further said that after a series of meetings and phone calls to lobbyists and lawyers in the U.S. at about 10 p.m. Paris time yesterday, Tinubu agreed to pay the U.S.-based Jewish American lawyer millions of dollars in addition to crude oil to get Judge Maldonado to favor him in her expected ruling. Judge Maldonado had scheduled to rule on whether or not to toe the line of Magistrate Judge Jeffrey Gilbert, who ordered a release of Tinubu's academic records and a deposition of officials of the Chicago State University. The fear of being exposed for committing forgery and fraud, coupled with the FBI planned release of 2,500 pages of his criminal history, has kept Tinubu worried and desperate to survive. Wow, this thing where they come out from Jackson.
That desperate to survive comes with my heart.
Okay, desperate to survive. Yes, now person when you they pursue like this, how him go the nine they run.
Now grab am now.
But okay, grab and run with it. Okay, I understand. So make I first before we come back to studio. Okay, make on talk before we go to our Maxwell because we go analyze the lawyer lobby section and the court process where they happen there. But for here, or before we enter studio, when I get plenty things when they talk now, and I don't begin to do more.
Okay, from the records, even Biden cannot successfully lobby a lawyer, a judge. So because if he does that, he knows the implication. He knows say Ingo dey for very, very serious mess. And from the record also, I doubt if the judge is going to dance to Tinubu's Biden, considering the fact that his FBI file is going to come out soonest next month.
And this is not even the first time he's doing this kind of thing. It's like a pattern now. It's a very concerning pattern. 2015 they did it. How many the other time they came for this is like a pattern for him. So he's trying to do the same thing he has been doing all along that's been working for him. He's trying to do the same thing now. But news flash to him is not going to work again because everybody is awake now. Everybody is paying as in attention, our eyes, our ears, everything is looking at it now. And I'm pretty sure that the judge, everybody out there, even in US, they will not want to, compromise themselves just to save one person. Even the Chicago State University heard it from Well Obedient.
Of course.
On their Twitter. For them to even shut down their Twitter, they know that Nigerians are serious this time. Because someone voted who I want to be my president. INEC selected another person entirely and gave them. They are not happy. We are not happy. Yes, we are not happy. Coupled with the secrecy concerning his academic record. What is he hiding?
Yeah. Okay, what is hiding is really the point across the world, and I think where everybody they're listening to. Now, Maxwell, I beg, I won't bring this thing to your attention. This thing where Jackson Ude they talk. Say, that guy, though, whether you won't call him controversial or not, and whether waiting in talk they allegedly or whether not true as in the talk, we never confirm them. But what I want ask you be say, whether Jewish American have been a lobbyist, You think, say, for America, say they feel lobby judge to change her judgment or her ruling for that side? You think, say, it is possible?
Well, no be about who be the or where be the country where be say the thing they happen. Wetin matter then I just issue of who be the individual. So any judge we want, make them bribe them, they go bribe them. But the truth is that we need to look at the place that these countries play, the roles that they play in policy making, law making and justice around the world. Say America, they one of the countries where they rank as those who they follow rule of law. Where we say you fit get justice from the court. That one means say they don't look all the justices where they for their courts, they don't look the kind judgments where they come out from there and they don't rate them. So we can say that that the courts in America, to a large extent, have some integrity, and they are always ready to deliver justice in their court system. And this is a place where the laws work, and they work better than our courts. So anybody where they make attempt to bribe them, I think say the person just they wasting time, and say the person just they try in futility, because of say from the kind eyes where they involved from this thing, everybody dey. Like I tell you, say I no fit speak totally because I don't know who be the person, I don't know in antecedent or anything. But the fact is that we need to look at the merit of the case. If you don't follow the case properly from the start, the arguments where they don't give for court, the prayers where they don't make to the court, if the court deliver judgments, if you don't understand how the judgment they come about. But when we look at the basis of it and the laws that are guiding the United States of America in relation to this particular case, we article don't carry go court.
Maxwell, thank you very much. You actually spoke my mind on this. Anyway, waiting Tinubu they hide, nine be the topic everywhere. Even this place where they be doing day in day myself, if I bring that very issue for them of waiting they happen for that court. But anyway, now the threat where they in life now would they face now. But make we go, even our Rufai talk this thing Oseni for Arise TV. It be like say it get questions where we say then they debate even for their way then they Oseni talking own, Abati talking own, and for the two of them, make we just because Abati make me verse for that talk where they talk because sometimes they too consider waiting. It go be like say they even try to join issues with Tinubu, you understand me? But waiting the Rufai go break the thing down as he's supposed to without fear or favor. You understand
me? Because he's feeling the pain too.
But anyway, let's take a listen to that. Make una tell me for comment section what you wanna feel between Abati and Rufai Oseni. How they take talk about this Tinubu issue and the things. Make it not be say maybe I just the verse for this Ruben Abati for nothing. Let's take a listen at how it went down at Arise.
Admissibility. So it's not as if it is automatic. So if their lordships decide that, look, this is irrelevant, then of course they are not bound by what a court in a foreign jurisdiction tells them. What they will consider will be whether not considering that discovery will amount to a miscarriage of justice. So it's entirely at the discretion of that appeals court. And that's why I keep saying nobody should get carried away about all of this. Now, Don Pedro Opaseki is saying, oh, the reason they want to bring this out is because that Bola Tinubu was a woman. Okay, that's his claim. Nobody has established that. So let us wait for the discovery first before we begin to jump to conclusions. And this is not new. Barack Obama, when he was seeking to be president of the United States, there were issues, similar issues. The Republicans wanted his academic records. He found himself in this same situation. And he said, no, his privacy should be respected. People who did not pay his school fees should not come and be asking for his academic records. It was the same with President Trump. It was the same thing with President Bush. They have something in the US they call Family Education Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FEPA. It is under that, you know, that these persons argue that access to a student's records can be limited. If you didn't pay my school fees, don't come and say, bring all the records. So in other words, Tinubu's counsel have not done anything that is extraordinary. What Bush, Trump, and Obama pleaded was that, look, this was opposition people trying to do mischief. And it is precisely the same line that Tinubu's counsel have told. They are saying this is busybody, a fishing expedition by opposition people. So within the province of law, these are the issues that will be considered, not sentiments.
You see the views where beside they talk about Reuben Abati. When I see the side where they talk about whether the person where you know paying school fees, say you go the ask and make him come give you his academic record, say whether now you pay in school fees. And then they talk about privacy rights and all of those things. Everything where in they talk, they don't forget say they don't make Tinubu president, say no be private person in be, na public person in be. And when in they talk about whether we pay in school fees, in don't forget say now our money they take they eat, in the sleep, in the drink, even the peace where in peace now our money now in they take carry am. So waiting as we they talk for this very studio, waiting when Tinubu one can talk say him become president, no be resume like person wey be say in one can do wetin dem dey call am work yes. Where they find work. Now work in the find make Nigeria is employ am. In carry resume come. No. We call am for different places, making contour, making for carrying resume come there, tell us where and where. In go this thing. Income. No. So where in carrying resume go now for INEC now in carry and go give. Even we struggle to go there, go use court order, come carry and come out. Shall you understand me? Yes. Come find say the resume when go draw for them for there. Say na wrong, na fake resume. No be so? Yes. So waiting you Ben come they open him mouth. They talk, but before I go join on a mat for this talk, make we hear how Useni take talk in own, so that even our own Maxwell go join matter for the talk.
Because ascertain who is when that document is released. And please, it's not about Atiku Abubakar. It's about the integrity of the seat of the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this is a cry for all Nigerians. It is sad enough that the President legal team has said it's going to cause him irreparable damage. I keep asking, for what irreparable damage? For your own results and transcript to be released? If you're a private citizen, nobody cares about your transcript and your result. But now you're a public citizen. You belong to us, Nigerians. And we have a right to scrutinize all of your documents. And why are you hiding it? In the space of 3 days, 2 appeals against releasing the document. Now you are saying, only release the one I limited to the one I submitted to. No, the whole thing must be in public glare for accountability's sake. Isn't it sad enough that they are reporting the case on American media and we're having certificate discrepancy as regards the office of the President of Nigeria? What is going on? So President Tinubu, you claimed that you are an A-class student. You are very cerebral. We want to see your glowing academic records in your transcripts. That's all. We've had some schoolmates come out and say that they went to school with you at the same time and all of that. There's even a document circulating that somebody filed and said, oh, under oath, I was this. Let's see the glowing academic records you claim you have, pure and simple. Because this is the seat of the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here. So when there are people that say they need a document, I think you should be wholeheartedly release it to them and the whole document so that they can see everything, not just limited it to some. Because this is getting shocking by the day. This should be a no-brainer. In fact, before now, and this is not about Atiku Abubakar. This is about the integrity of the seat of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. CSU claimed you came there. You graduated from there. So, hey.
It's waiting they sweet me for this our own Rofai Useni. Now the way when they take the explain them, make we for understand. His explanate they very, very direct. The way it's not about Atiku Abubakar. But Angel, you know, say, we don't tell me this thing before, say, these people, they misunderstand the whole concept, like this Abati, Ruben, I'm waiting their column. We talk about privacy.
Yeah, confusion.
Say, you say they touch, be like saying brain, they touch or something like that.
Yes.
Okay, and Princess, your mother do more before we get to Maxwell, make you for help us analyze these two things.
I feel like the sooner Mr. Tinubu realizes that he's no longer a private person, like you said, the better for all of us. And you stop wasting our money as well, because I'm pretty sure it's also our money using to pay all these lawyers and everything they are doing outside there. Do you understand? Everything you eat, when you wake up, where you want to go to, we deserve to know that, apart from maybe your private info, like maybe exactly where you are, but your general location, the food, when you're even waking up safe, where you're going to, we can say we want to know it, because it's just like when you are telling you come for an interview and then you ask someone, the person that is going to employ you is asking you for information of your credentials or something. You're saying no, they are private informations, I can't release those informations. It doesn't happen anywhere. And we are the ones employing you to serve us as our president. So us asking you to give us this information you release to the INEC to serve us as a credential to serve us is not out of place whatsoever. So it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, but make I tell you, Princess, it gets some, whether I go say a misconception, we be say they come out. Nobody, I know sure say 1/3 of Nigerians vote Tinubu. You understand me? So no be vote them, vote them in. And then take him out, talk him. No be saying that this thing. He talk say power is not given in a restaurant a la carte. Grab it, snatch it, run with it. You no talk say na you vote am, you understand? Yeah. So that's why you know carry in record, academic record come out. Now if not, we don't go check in CV now. But during that time when they do campaign, they tell and say make come out, make come show in CV so that make we interview and know waiting and waiting. You run come out for all those things now. So
Mr. Kanu, even that day self where INEC select and give us, can't give and that certificate. He say, I know say una no vote me, but here I dey.
You see? So him using mouth talk am no be saying this thing nobody carry and put for there. Now but we dey pursue am as we dey talk every day. As in they run with it, we dey pursue am they go. So when in they run until him tire for road, we will catch up with them. So making the run with the pursue and they go. Maxwell, I beg you, hear waiting about they talk about privacy. I beg make you help us for your own legal opinion. Whether person will be say he don't become president, whether or not, we dey different from when in there as his personal. I don't know how I want put this thing, but anyway, Sha, I want make we know as Tinubu be president now, as in they call him, whether in gets privacy. Where we say as a consignor like this in record where would they seek now? You get any law where cover them as per privacy for his own.
Well, every individual gets, you know, right to his own privacy, whether you be president or you be ordinary individual, we know they hold political office. And as long as you get right to privacy, we still need to know, say, they get limitations to some of these rights to privacy. For instance, if you don't commit crime where it be, say, your files don't be within government hand, that thing no be private matter anymore. If you don't commit crime and they get files where relate to your crime. So, based on the rules of the law still, Freedom of Information Act, person fit still request for some of these files. You gonna say you know they private again. For person like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he get privacy to some of these files, to academic records and the rest. But the question be say, at what point does he lose that privacy? He go lose that privacy when he be say he don't carry these same things where he dey private, bring them come public. So if you use your hand carry things where they private, and because of by virtue of vying for office, it means say that thing no dey private again. Recall say for you to be president or governor of a state for Nigeria, you dey required to fill wetin they call Form EC9 for INEC hand. And when you look at the provisions of section 137 of the section that is section 134 of the 1999, no be 134, that is the qualification section. I don't forget the particular section wey qualify a person to vie for office of of presidency. Within the provisions of that section, they don't write am there say for you to be president, you need to get at least secondary school certificate. And when you fill from EC9, from EC9 wey INEC don't give you, may you fill, you go attach some of this your academic records to the document. Immediately you don't attach and present them to INEC, you get the right under the same electoral law to ask INEC to give you those same documents where that person don't submit. It means say that thing wey don't submit give INEC, it no be private matter again. So for the matter of Tinubu been don't submit a particular certificate, say na a certificate where they give am from Chicago State University. Because of saying don't submit that document, go give INEC, and saying don't use and one collect seat of presidency for Nigeria, that document no be private anymore. And we dey, we dey at liberty to question that document we don't present, because the law section 1 paragraph J talks say anybody we don't present false certificate to INEC say he's not supposed to be president. So for us to know whether indeed and now the problem with that is that people they fail to know the reason why all these things they happen for court. For us to know whether person don't forge certificate or not, now still with that certificate we in present, now we go take know whether na forge certificate or not. So the question come be say the people will issue and this certificate, we need to see their records to take this sure say this certificate whether it dey forged or not. You go still remember say for this same case wey been happen when they been sit down for Atiku matter for United States of America, the lawyer wey dey represent CSU, Chicago State University, talk say they no fit even tell whether na them issue this certificate or no be them issue am. So when you hear this kind of thing from the school wey be say na him supposed to dey issue, you go not say something dey fishy. So for wetin Mr. Ruben Abati dey talk on the basis of privacy, we don't come up for the level of privacy sake of say if you don't present that certificate to INEC, we dey eligible to question that certificate whether the certificate dey forged or they forged. So he gets some other things where we say in fit dey within his own privacy. Remember, say some of this in transcript, he follow submit them to INEC. He submit them for 1999 when he won vie for position. He still don't submit them again. All these transcripts wey still dey show, information wey no correlate. One they show say he be female, one they show say age no dey correct, and all of these things. As far as say Tinubu by himself don't carry these documents, present to the public institution, that document don't become public. So no be matter of privacy again. So all these ones where Mr. Ruben Abati they talk, no concern the matter for court. The matter be say these certificates we present, they forge them or they no forge them. So no be even issue of privacy again.
Okay, Maxwell, you really break them down for there. Thank you very, very much for this very something. And this way you talk now, the same thing where we say David Hundeyin talk the last time where we say we joined them for one Zoom, where in the talk say even the presidential election petition tribunal say they no say Tinubu commit that very perjury, but they just use technicality to go hide them. If they speak to the world audience, where we say may they understand the gravity of these things. Say no be say no be say the no, say the court for Nigeria no. And even talk say this Supreme Court where would they go? Say make we just they watch them waiting they won't do. But make we just listen to waiting David Hundeyin talks more. And again, the people for Chicago be like say we don't hear say Atiku don they prepare to file something. Anyway, make we get concrete information from Chicago, whether the non-family then send us the copies, then we will bring that one come. But for now, make we hear what in David Hundeyin talk about the Haruna-led judgment. Let's take a listen.
As I said, the existing case, which has just been ruled on, was already enough of a game changer. There was enough. I mean, how much evidence do you want? It wasn't this, it was that. It wasn't that, it was the other one. And they found, I won't even say they found ways to strike down each one, because they didn't even bother to find ways to actually strike down each one. They just came and told a bunch of lies, found some silly technicalities. So, for example, with regard to his perjury charge and the fact that he didn't indicate that he had Guinean citizenship on his form EC9, they just came out and said, well, even though yes, whether he has Guinean citizenship or not, which constitutes perjury, doesn't matter because the proof of Guinean passport wasn't filed in some way or something. So in other words, yes, we have this evidence that he committed perjury and we accepted it as evidence in court. But the way he filed it, there is some procedural issue, so we tried to throw it out. So if Atiku likes, and if Obi likes, they can get a written injunction from Jehovah God in heaven, written in celestial ink, to carry their role, stating Bola Tinubu is a drug criminal and committed perjury. Carry their role will find a way to say that God did not file this thing properly. So God's petition is struck out. That's what will happen. Like, let's not kid ourselves about this. But the reason I'm looking forward to the Supreme Court's hearing is that I want to see Kayode Ariwoola himself look himself in the eye and overrule the forfeiture, the ruling on what's forfeiture, in which he delivered in 2014. I want to see him say that even though this legal precedent which I created in 2014 exists, I'm going to overrule myself and say that I was talking nonsense and that this is a new rule which I've made up on the fly. I want to see him do that, because the minute that happens and that is captured on camera, that's the minute that I think that's the minute Nigerians finally will stop taking these people serious and will finally realize that it's time to tear this whole thing apart. It's time to find a new way of doing things. That these people who are supposed to be constituted authority, these people who are supposed to be in the system, they are just common criminals. And there's no point respecting them as anything other than just common criminals. So that's actually what I'm looking forward to.
Maxwell, as we hear waiting our own David take talk here, he talks say Haruna Samana and all the justices were there for that presidential election petition tribunal. He talks say all of them know and agreed that Tinubu committed perjury. They say they commit even the forgery, but found a way to use technicality to discard the case, especially by relieving those, I think, subpoenaed witnesses. How you take think, maybe how you want to analyze them for us? It's Maxwell there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please go on. You hear my question?
Yes, I heard your question. Now, okay, the issue regarding, the court at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is not different from what we are seeing from the various states tribunals. We saw what happened in Enugu State. We also saw what happened in Lagos State. We saw what happened in Kanu State. It has become very obvious that the courts are rather not interested. They are not interested looking at the substance of the various cases that have been brought before them. They are only interested in, using technicalities. And it's unfortunate that election petition in Nigeria has now become all about technicalities and nothing more. That is just what we are seeing in election petition cases. What we saw by throwing away witnesses in the Presidential Election Tribunal is the same thing that happened in Enugu State, and it is also the same thing that happened in Lagos State, where the court, after accepting witnesses on subpoena, decided to, deny them testimony after they had testified, filed their witness statement on oath. The court decided to throw away their testimony, and the basis for throwing away their testimonies is on the ground that their witness statements on oath were not front-loaded with the petition. In my own parties, with all respect to the courts, I want to believe that the justices were misdirected. I don't know how deliberate or how that judgment came, probably by incuriam, but they were misdirected to the effect that you don't expect a petitioner to do the impossible. It is a founded principle in law that you don't expect a person to do the impossible. What was the possibility of witnesses or witness that were subpoenaed for their witness statement on oath to be front loaded? How do you expect the petitioners to get a witness statement on oath from a witness, an official witness that belongs to INEC? For instance, the presiding officer of INEC, people who acted as as collation officers and all of that. So it was practically impossible for that to happen. So, and apart from that, there are case laws. We have the case that, like I've always told you, there is the case of RG versus PDP. There is the case of you also have the most recent case from the Court of Appeal, which was held on 10th of August of this 2023 in the case of APM versus INEC, where the court held that, in fact, it is actually impossible and it is preposterous for the court to expect that petitioners will file witness statements on oath right at the moment where they were supposed to file their petition. In fact, the court also went forward to say that the court cannot approbate and reprobate. The court cannot affirm and deny. The court cannot order a person to come to the court, testify, and still tell the person that no, you couldn't have come to the court and testified. So I felt that, or I believe that this particular judgment from the court, both the Justice Amani-led 5-man panel at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, the Enugu State, Lagos State, there are a lot of, departure from the express principles of the law, from the intention of the lawmakers by the court. And I want to believe that the Supreme Court and various other courts who will be hearing some of these matters on appeal would have the guts, would have, the courage to overturn such position, not minding whose ox is God, because we must know that a departure where the court deliberately departs from the tenets of justice, where the court deliberately departs from the rule of law and decides to give judgment according to the highest bidder, there will be a problem. This will only manifest anarchy in the society. So I want to believe that this was a mistake by the court. Let us give them the benefit of doubt, and this can be corrected, on appeal.
Much you don't even speak my mind for this thing. As I take the time, you speak and well. Thank you so much, Maxwell, for joining us. Now, when we come back to studio, now I go understand there can never be justice in Nigeria. As we say Wike the romance with the justices where we get. That's why sometimes where Justin Ude they talk, it go be like saying a true in the talk. When I go see here and I go see all the justices where we say then the romance with Wike. As you they see when they look at myself and I go see eye of love where then they look at for all the lady justices where they dear. So how can we get justice? You need to understand there can never be justice in Nigeria until the people take back their country. It is time for us all to take back our country. The country belongs to all of us. They say the government is for the people, and
by
the people. Not be so?
Yes.
So, until we take back our country, these things, they are a disgrace to the nation and their own families. We only discover their true level of corruption and impunity thanks to all the obedient efforts everywhere. The day of reckoning will come, and those in power will face the consequences. Don't give up on your country, and that's why they tell on. For your dedication has not been in vain. We will persist until we create a better nation. A new Nigeria is possible, and this time we know where we stand and who stand with us. With that very one, make we come back to the wahala wey be say e dey loom the major strike where NLC and TUC they talk since, that one be the thing where be say, now whether in 3 days time or before days time, they talk say it go happen. So Nigerian Labour Congress, make it not be say una don start on our own again. Make it not be say una wan ginger us again. Later, una go get one kind talk for presidency, come out again. If they refresh on a hand or be wash on a hand, una go come out tell us say nothing dey happen again. Make it not be say if na hungry catch una go begin come out. If una want make we take back our country, make una tell us make we for take back our country. Well, as he say, Angel, don't they shake your head inside? Be like say this one is sweet. You make we take back our country.
Yes, so we need to take back our country because these evil politicians, it don't too much for them. These corrupt politicians, it don't too much for them. These corrupt judges, people like Justice Samani, it don't too much for them. They don't fall Nigerian hands, pata pata. Yes, even for they run go abroad. Civilized country, why they no go make their own country be like that? Now be my question. Why? You go another man's country, they enjoy, they peaceful, everywhere tanda, everything they move well. You come to your own country, they use your own hand, they scatter am. E good. Make they get conscience, because God create everybody, put conscience inside. Why they can't sell their own, give devil? This money go dey here, they go die put. The money go remain. So why not have conscience like human beings? Judiciary, the Supreme Court, na them we dey talk to now. As Samani and Co don't fall our hand for tribunal, we don't they go Supreme Court, make una do well. CJN do well, so that your name will be written in gold. Okay,
Angel, don't hear your own. What do you get for your own?
Anyway, this NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress strike, be protest, don't they go on, don't they linger for months now? Every month, 6 months, they will come and come tell us, say, then they go strike at the end of the day. Maybe they don't schedule this one now for 3rd of October. By 2nd of October, they tell us, say, the strike has been cancelled, or they fit just do it once, they will cancel them. No be this kind of thing they want. Now they tell us say, may we stock up our house with food stuff, may we do this one, may we do that one. Where they even see the money say, they even people are suffering. Nigerians are suffering. Everybody is traumatized. Where the money? Where the money now? We want take stock. Now where the as of this morning, they hear say that don't reach 1,000 plus. They climb up, they go. Now where the money? Where the money? Where people go see get? Where people want to see the money collect, stock up food stuff for their house. And we have so many issues that are pressing on our neck right now. So this Labour Congress, they don't want to divert our attention, because anytime we get in either court case or anything, they will come bring up this their strike thing. And at the end of the day, the strike no will come, they no go actualize the main reason for the strike. I don't even know the essence of them going on the strike for the first place.
Okay, get something when I want to add there, because our time don't they give us signal. Even if na hunger they wire off, as far as them talk say make we can't take back our country, me I go come out. You understand? I go carry empty belly come out for that street. Now you understand me? And I know say many Nigerians go come out. Go do the same thing. You understand? See how they take talk. Make we even hear waiting these people how they take talk. Now Joe have been waiting be name. We be saying they give that very broadcast. But we not go stay too much for all the grammar where they talk. Our own be say we want take back our country. And even if na hunger they wire us, we go take back our country. But make we even leave that man waiting in talk. Make we hear Princess.
As she been they talk say about the money and everything, I was like, that is how, instead of the government, the current government, that is Tinubu them, instead of them to look at what is actually going on in this country, to know ways to solve it, practical ways to actually solve the problem, they are just spending money recklessly. Reckless, like it's very irresponsible of them, because look at people are dying, there's no food, fuel is increasing, like every single, there is no place you remember and you calm down with that thought. There's nothing going on. So why are they just flying up and down? He's done with what he went to UK to do, something to come back to Nigeria. He's probably maybe somewhere else now, in France or somewhere. And your own people you are meant to serve, and people are supposed to like uplift. The poverty rate in this country has increased than what it was before. Do you understand? So these are the ongoing struggles we are having, and instead of them to do this, they are just showing a lackadaisical attitude about it, and it is appalling and sad to watch.
Anyway, this your grammar lackadaisical. Are you waiting
lackadaisical attitude?
Hey, I don't even understand that one. But you get how it sound. But as far as the thing they sound, make I tell on now whether it is lackadaisical. Okay. Waiting I understand for that grammar. If then call us, make we come out even with empty belly. As far as now to come take back our country where they don't steal, will come out even with the empty belly. If you know say you agree with me to take back our country, like and share this video. If you know say you agree with me, say a new Nigeria day possible for us to collect them back because they said that power belongs to the people. We can take it back. NLC, make on help us, make we take back Nigeria. Wherever on a day, if you know say you go come out, even if na hunger day, to take back this Nigeria. Like this video, share it, make we see how many people will go comment for inside. With that very one, time don't give us signal. And you know say once you give me signal, I go pass my carry go give angel. Now what I want to do now.
Thank you so much, my lovely and obedient family. Thank you, UC Maxwell, for being with us today. My people, until we the people take back our country, you see this evil and corrupt politician, they will continue to oppress us. They will continue to intimidate us. They will continue to harass us until we stand gidigam. Say enough is enough. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Thumbs up to the video. Do your own evangelism by liking, by subscribing, and by sharing. We appreciate you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.